Good morning and welcome to Wake Up to UND. The Chamber, our business community, and event sponsors are pleased to partner with and support Dr. Kelley and the Wake Up to UND event once again this year. When navigating the road of life, it's important to look through the windshield and stay focused on the road ahead, the scenery around us, and only check the rearview mirror occasionally for perspective. We'd run into trouble if we let the rearview mirror grow so big that it blocks our windshield. In these challenging times of change, the logo issue, and many other distractions, it would be easy to turn our focus to the rearview mirror. Dr. Kelley has not let that happen. Instead, Dr. Kelley has kept students, faculty, and the community focused on being exceptional, growing the UND Foundation, increasing enrollment, new and relevant programs, major capital improvements, and the road ahead for the university, our community, and the state. Thanks to Dr. Kelley's leadership, our rearview mirror is not blocking our view. We have a clear windshield and a bright future. It's my pleasure to introduce UND President, Dr. Robert Kelley. Before President Kelley addresses our group today, I'd like to turn your attention to the south wall where we have a video on exceptional UND.
Perfect.
And sit back down.
Please welcome the President of the University of North Dakota, Dr. Robert Kelley.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Barry, thank you for that very generous introduction. Thank you for your leadership of the Chamber and for hosting this very special event. This has become an annual opportunity for me to share with you some of the things that are happening here at the University of North Dakota. 2 years ago, for example, we talked about partnerships and about igniting the spirit. The day we announced the public portion of the North Dakota Spirit campaign for UND, we were going to raise $300 million. And thanks to generous donors, the leadership of the UND Alumni Association and the UND Foundation Executive Vice President Tim O'Keefe, and many, many other people, this campaign has already reached its goal, and it's already having a transforming effect for our students, our faculty, our programs, and our facilities. So to those of you who have contributed either through your business or through individually through your time, talent, and treasure, thank you. This level of participation and partnership of support will become even more important for the future of our university. Also want to thank Marcia Kelley, UND's First Lady. She can't be with us this morning. She's down in the cities on university business. But I want you to know that Marcia is UND's first volunteer. She helps us integrate the university into our community in so many ways, and it's that kind of partnering to serve that we will spend some time talking about this morning. I want you to join me in thanking our outstanding musicians, Simona Barbu on cello, Nariaki Segura on piano. Might mention that Simona holds the Burgum Chair in cello. I want to thank Rick and Jody Burgum for that generous gift. Thanks to Simona and Dr. Macchio. Also, a round of applause for our kitchen staff. This catering group does such a wonderful job, and how about that breakfast? Also want to say thanks and to welcome all of you for this opportunity to visit with you about the University of North Dakota, the exceptional UND, and about the many ways we have of partnering to serve our students, our community, and our state. Now, I see some members of the North Dakota Legislature, the State Board of Higher Education, several officials with the city in the audience today. I have to tell you that Mayor Mike Brown continues to be extraordinarily supportive of our university. He talks about Grand Forks as the home of UND, and that's the way we feel too, Mayor. Grand Forks is our home, and North Dakota is our campus. The mayor, the city council, city employees have been reliable partners during my entire time here at UND, and I say thanks. Just one example, city council meets at least once a year with student government to share ideas and think through issues. I'm happy to say that our students also do their part, such as the big event each spring when they help the citizens of our community. It's one of the ways that they partner to serve our greater Grand Forks community. So that's the theme this morning, partnering to serve, serving our students, our community, and our state. Together, we accomplish great things. It takes all of us working together to help the university achieve its goals, and we are very lucky here. UND enjoys substantial support, positive partnerships with the cities of Grand Forks and East Grand Forks, the Grand Forks Economic Development Corporation, the Chamber, the Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Grand Forks Air Force Base, Northland Community and Technical College, the Grand Forks County Commission, the Grand Forks School District, the North Dakota State Board of Higher Education, and the Chancellor of the university system, the North Dakota Legislature, the Governor, the state government, North Dakota Congressional Delegation. These groups and many, many more support the vision of higher education as an engine for enhancing our state's economy, our educational and health systems, our society, and our quality of life. So I want to share a bit about your university this morning with you, about our university. Our future is very bright. We have a strong vision, an exceptional UND, and we're on the right trajectory to achieve that vision. Well, now, UND was founded on the principle that an outstanding liberal arts education, a foundation, leads to successful citizenship. Today, UND is a Carnegie high research activity university that features innovative and creative scholarly activity and outstanding professional programs that make a difference in our economies, in our state, our nation, and indeed the world, and in the lives of our students as well, our graduates. UND enjoys an international reputation. The university benefits from a world-class faculty, expert, knowledgeable staff, bright, creative students, and a strong commitment to the entrepreneurial spirit of our community and of our state. Now, UND is preparing an increasingly educated workforce for our state and our community, one equipped with the skills of critical thought, effective communication, problem-solving skills learned through exposure to the liberal arts. And I want to point out that many of our graduates are staying with us. According to the most recent report, slightly more than 65% of the North Dakota high school students who attend UND stay in the state after graduation. Well, this year, UND enrolled a record 15,250 students this fall. This includes increased enrollment from several surrounding states. In fact, our students come from all 50 states, more than 50 foreign countries. New freshmen, many of them in this class picture up on the screen that you can see right over here, have an ACT composite score of 23.5, an average high school GPA of 3.33, and of particular importance to our research mission, our graduate enrollment is up 5%, 2,800 students. I should point out, however, that we also place an emphasis on research at the undergraduate level, and it's important that these students engage at that level as well in our research enterprise. I want to thank the folks in the admissions office and other units that report to Dr. Lori Reeser, our Vice President for Student Affairs, and those in the graduate school, extended learning, aerospace, the schools of law, medicine and health sciences, all of the other areas. These folks go out and recruit students every day. We also have a great many faculty and staff, have other primary responsibilities at our university, but they put in extra time to help recruit students. Their hard work in sharing the great story of Grand Forks and UND is paying off. I'm pleased that soon we will open a new Welcome Center for prospective students, courtesy of the UND Alumni Association and the UND Foundation. Many of our admissions folks will move to the Goretzky Alumni Center this fall and winter, just west of the Chester Fritz Auditorium. The center will be an ideal place for introducing prospective students to UND. This facility is right in line with our exceptional UND blueprint, which calls for encouraging gathering and facilitating collaboration. Now, this is funded in large part through a generous gift from Dorothy and Ben Goretzky. And this center, I know, is going to be a showcase and a model of sustainability. It will be North Dakota's first LEED Platinum building and the first LEED Platinum Alumni Center in the country. It's going to be one of the hallmarks of UND's Go Green. Now, those are our school colors. Remember, Go Green initiative. I hope you'll be able to join us Friday for homecoming when we show off this brand new and very stunning facility. I should mention that the units involved in recruiting are getting help through the new Division of University and Public Affairs, which was created to play a lead role in how we communicate with and interact with our various publics. And I'm happy this morning to introduce the division's first Vice President, Susan Walton. Susan, stand up and be recognized here. Very, very pleased to have Susan on board. She's an excellent addition to my executive team, so if you haven't had an opportunity yet to meet Susan, please do so this morning or in the near future. Let me make an additional point about enrollment. I've made this one before, and I think it's worth repeating. Our overall numbers are just about right for the resources of the university. Now we must focus not so much on quantity, but on quality, on recruiting the most capable students to UND. We must enhance the quality of our already excellent academic programs, our research programs, creative and scholarly activities, opportunities for our students and our faculties, and the overall university experience. This will become increasingly important as UND and the North Dakota University system adopt new admission standards proposed by Chancellor Shervani. Soon it'll become a bit tougher to get into UND, and that will affect enrollments a little bit, but it will also lead to an even more vibrant student body and an even more exceptional university. One of the things that makes us exceptional is our student-centered focus. It's no accident that the first tenet in our exceptional UND blueprint is the enriching of the student learning experience. Under the guidance of Academic Affairs, led by Provost and Academic Vice President Paul LaBelle and Associate Vice President Steve Light, we're taking teaching and learning to the next level via active, engaged learning opportunities that span from convocation all the way to graduation. We do that in many ways, including new seminars, peer-to-peer learning. Last year, you may recall that we showcased a new first-year learning experience course, one of several new approaches to enriching the student experience for first-year students. For example, we're upping the ante with faculty-student partnerships on real-world research, real-world experiences. And speaking of a real-world experience, the kind of access to diversity that you get from real-world experience, I want to introduce Student Government President Logan Fletcher. Very proud of Logan, proud to have him serving as a member of my cabinet. Logan will share a bit about his experience here and about the issues that motivate you. Logan Fletcher.
Good morning, everyone. I'd first like to thank President Kelley for giving me the opportunity to visit with all of you today and talk about some important aspects, or aspects that are important to me and are important to the student body. One of those aspects is health and wellness on our campus. Now, it's no surprise to me that with the first-class facilities and the first-class staff, faculty, and students we have here, we are ranked as the #1 fittest college and the 3rd healthiest college in the country. And as I think about UND partnering to serve students, health and wellness is one of the many aspects of student life that I'm proud to speak publicly about. It is celebrated through the dimensions of wellness at UND and at the Wellness Center. Spiritual, intellectual, occupational, environmental, physical, social, emotional, and as you'll hear more about later, financial wellness. We have an excellent and committed leadership team here at UND, and I'm thankful knowing that I can speak honestly and be listened to because our campus culture is led by professionals who continue to think of what is best for our students. We are led by a group of people who think about student, faculty, and staff wellness on a daily basis. I want to talk for a moment about an aspect of student life that I believe offers an extraordinary opportunity for partnership and service to our students. This summer, through my involvement at UND, I had the chance to travel to Russia as part of a nonprofit fellowship and experience a socio-political and economic culture that is immensely different from what I know living in the United States. As I came back to UND, I asked myself what opportunities UND students have to experience all the diversity there is in the world. And as an international studies major, cultural differences are something I care deeply about and love to experience. But I know that in North Dakota, if you don't go looking for it, you're not guaranteed to have that experience. But for anyone looking to work outside of North Dakota, the reality is that diversity, whether it's race, religion, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, or any other demographic, is out there. These demographic differences that exist in the rest of the world are here on our campus as well, though. Our student organizations offer diverse experiences, and a student might join the Black Student Association, the 10% Society, College Republicans, University Democrats, Campus Crusade for Christ, or a variety of other organizations. But the difference between our campus and the world that we prepare for is that students in these groups don't always connect the way they need to in order to prepare ourselves for the world beyond our campus. We may join a group that fits our beliefs and interests, but there are additional groups out there that can provide us a different perspective. We may have hundreds of thousands and maybe even millions of interactions after we graduate, and in a state and region that doesn't have the highest level of diversity always, I believe it's the job of the university, Grand Forks, and the exceptional state of North Dakota to provide greater opportunities for exploring cultural differences in the future. But I'm happy to say that the University of North Dakota is taking a step in the right direction. Earlier this month, the university announced that it would create a diversity leadership position, and I think the right individual could go a long way toward helping create a greater level of interaction between all of the students at UND. And of course, it will take students getting involved and partnering with the university as well to make the greater level of interaction work. Student involvement is another area of social wellness. You just heard President Kelley talk about enriching the student experience, and while the classroom experience is a critical part of academic life, learning also takes place outside of the classroom. UND has more than 275 student organizations that offer an opportunity to apply what students are learning. I would now like to introduce a video of one student who not only excels academically, but is also an engaged member who through the organizations she belongs to and her own interests is partnering to serve the community.
More than 15,000 stories are being told at the University of North Dakota. This fall marks the beginning of a new chapter in life for many. Ashley Turdan's UND story began 3 years ago.
I can't believe that in a year I'll be graduating and my time here as an undergraduate will be done.
Ashley is a communication major, sociology minor, and just as important, an involvement enthusiast.
It's one of those things where you have to kind of take a look at it and be like, okay, how much can I handle? How much can I put on my plate?
She knows what she can handle, and she can handle a lot.
I was involved in Lions Club. I also took a leadership role. I was on executive council. Student ambassadors. My position is the vice president of recruitment.
Okay, all of those activities may sound overwhelming, but Ashley has had a few years to build up her resume. Her college saga was shaped by her decision to participate right away.
One of the things that I was really interested in getting involved in was Greek life.
Through her sorority, Ashley says she has made her closest friends, found ways to volunteer, and met a variety of people from campus and Grand Forks. While Greek life helps her grow as a person, Ashley found other experiences that complement her education.
I had always loved broadcasting, broadcast journalism, and I learned about the Studio One. What is the Studio One?
Studio One.
Welcome back to Studio One.
UND's television show, Studio One, allowed her to apply what she learned in class to real-life situations.
It was a great experience because I was talking to people. It broke me out of my comfort zone once again.
The campus spans from 42nd Street to Columbia Road, but the UND experience extends well beyond these streets. Ashley found ways to get engaged off campus, whether it's an internship at a local radio station.
It's a great way to get involved in the community because you're known as somebody that's kind of like representing something that they listen to all the time.
Or becoming engaged with the smaller citizens of Grand Forks.
So I decided to, my sophomore year, get a job at a daycare. They're fun because they just brighten your day.
Ashley knows her education chapter is twofold: what she learns in the classroom and what she learns from being involved.
And it'll make you learn so many things, and it'll make you become somebody that maybe you didn't know that you had in you.
And if she had one piece of advice to offer those writing their own UND story,
And even if you're involved in one activity, it's better than not being involved in anything. It'll make your college experience 10 times better.
being engaged on campus and in the community will help you find your own happy ending.
Ashley's down here at this table. Ashley, thank you. Ashley, we're going to turn you into a movie star before you know it. Well, we're very pleased to have so many students like Ashley and Logan, students who get involved in our university, involved in our communities. Maybe it's the scientist in me, but I am particularly proud of the experiential opportunities for learning that we provide to our students. As I said before, UND places a very strong emphasis on undergraduate research. So investing in undergraduate research and scholarly experience has been shown to increase retention, graduation rates, and often that investment translates into service to our community and our state. A very excellent example is the Center for Community Engagement and the Department of Geography on campus and their work in mapping the Near North neighborhood here in town. This real-world project was done in conjunction with the City of Grand Forks and the Urban Development Department. It's this kind of activity by faculty in conjunction with graduate, undergraduate students that's helping to build our research enterprise, the area of the campus headed up by Vice President for Research and Economic Development, Phyllis Johnson. Well, UND generates about $90 to $100 million from grants and contracts every year. In 2011, that translated into a state and regional economic impact of more than $200 million. Overall, the university has an economic impact of more than $1 billion in our state and region. The most recent report cites the direct impact of student spending in Grand Forks as about $104 million. The total economic impact of student spending was $259 million. The report says that these levels of business activity would generate $5.5 million in sales and use tax revenues and nearly $1 million in personal income tax collections. So this level of student spending would create enough business activity to support 1,210 secondary jobs in our community. So the university and our students are significant partners in the economy of our city and in our state. Now, since we're talking about money, let me say a few words about the state's very, very important role in our collective partnership for the university. As you know, the legislature last year passed a number of bills that affect our funding, including the separately appropriated School of Medicine and Health Sciences. I want to thank the governor, Jack Dalrymple, for his budget and for the legislature for their appropriations supporting UND. In the end, we received significant funding that is helping us fund and support our mission. Our annual budget, including all sources of revenue, is about $486.5 million, and we're in very good fiscal shape, thanks to Alice Brecky, our Vice President for Finance and Operations, and her staff. They don't let me spend a penny that I shouldn't spend. About 20% of our revenue is appropriated by the legislature, which was generous to the university and to the system this last year. Another 27% comes from tuition and fees. Another nearly 18% is derived from our grants and contracts enterprise. Here we owe a major debt to our congressional delegation, Senators Conrad and Hoeven, Congressman Berg and their predecessors, and many federal agencies and partners from other public and private sectors. The rest of our revenue comes from a variety of sources, including auxiliary enterprises and gifts to the university. I want to point two other results of the last legislative session. This is funding for North Dakota University System IT building. This is a first. It's going to be built just north of the Hilton Garden Inn. It will serve as the hub for IT services delivered across the university system. And the second one is a $6.9 million appropriation for new funding for this biennium to support the School of Medicine and Health Sciences Healthcare Workforce Initiative. This is designed to promote health and wellness, emphasize a greater retention of our health professionals as they graduate here in North Dakota. It will expand medical and health sciences services across the state. You'll recall that Dr. Wynn, Josh Wynn, the Vice President for Health Affairs and Dean of our School of Medicine and Health Sciences, had proposed funding to ramp up the number of medical doctors we educate and graduate each year, as well as funding for a health sciences building. Now, the first phase of class expansion is now in place. We're working to gain support for the second phase, along with additional facility space to house our students. The legislature appropriated $100,000 last session for a formal space study, and we've completed that space study, and we're bringing a capital construction proposal back to our legislature in the next session. Dr. Wynn and his colleagues, particularly Dave Molman of All True Health System, who chairs the School of Medicine's Health Advisory Council, have done an excellent job of explaining this proposal and garnering very, very broad support across the state. Frankly, North Dakota does face drastic health challenges, shortages for healthcare professionals in the next very few years. So with the funding of this proposal, one of our top legislative priorities, the university will be able to help the state address those healthcare shortages. And another significant priority for funding this year in our next session is an addition and renovation to our School of Law. This facility is critical for accreditation of North Dakota's only law school. Our law school is very highly regarded, nationally ranked as one of the best values in legal education. Legislature also appropriated just over $1.2 million for a Master's in Public Health program. These funds will be split equally between UND and North Dakota State University, and I think this is a great example of partnership, cooperation between the state's two research universities. And I want to thank my friend and colleague, President Dean Brashani, and his staff for their commitment and collaboration on this project. Dean and I have established a very good friendship predicated on finding logical ways for our universities to work together. We think of it as a partnership to serve the state. And closer to home, we're very pleased to partner with many organizations in our community as we work together to make a difference. I want you to know that we value all of our many, many very important partnerships. I do want to mention a few. By way of example, I'll start with one we just announced and which could impact many of our students. This partnership with U.S. Bank and the Bank of North Dakota to provide financial wellness aims to help improve financial literacy among our students. The University of North Dakota is an excellent value, but even here, many students need financial help to pursue their dreams. So the goal is to help students become better educated about how to manage their resources. And this program is somewhat of a spinoff of a long-time partnership between U.S. Bank and the College of Business and Public Administration. Another exceptional example of partnering to serve students is the recent gift of $10 million from the All True Health System, the majority of which will go to fund a critically needed indoor practice facility for our athletes, our student athletes. If you've been to UND football games this season, and I hope you'll join us this Saturday as we play Cal Poly, cheer on this exciting high-scoring team. I know if you've been, you've seen the new turf at the Alaris Center, part of that gift. Dave Molman and Casey Ryan, I just want to say thanks. I'll add thanks to the All True Health System for this exceptional gift. This is the kind of partnership that will help the university and UND student athletes and our athletic program to build powerful Division I programs. It's kind of a pleasure to say that, Division I programs. Although we've played at the highest level in Division I hockey for decades, this new designation marks the first full year as a full member in NCAA Division I, our first year as a full member in the Big Sky Conference. And I am very proud of our athletic programs and the athletic director, Brian Faison, and his staff for transitioning so effectively to this point. Well, yesterday we celebrated another partnership that will benefit students and the community, the Choice Wellness Center. I was very proud to take part in those ceremonies and to know that we have a permanent home for UND tennis. Great day yesterday afternoon. Might take a moment to thank Barry Wolfart, Christy Mishler, and all of the folks who have provided leadership on the NV360 project. Many UND representatives have been involved, and we've helped connect this university to the university community. It's one of the many ways we partner with our chamber. The community is a classroom for our students, literally, for our College of Education and Human Development students who teach in the Grand Forks, East Grand Forks, and area schools as part of their education and part of their curriculum. The Greater Grand Forks Young Professionals and the UND Center for Community Engagement are partnering on a collaborative learning initiative. And later today, we are partnering with the young professionals and many local organizations for Be Connected, an event to help UND's young employees find out how they can get more involved in the community. It's an excellent example of partnering to serve. We help Greater Grand Forks thrive by placing students and faculty and staff with businesses and organizations. We also enrich the quality of life in the community and beyond through art and culture, through the UND Writers Conference, the Burtness Theater, the Chester Fritz Auditorium, the UND Department of Music. Did you know that the Department of Music faculty hold free master classes for teachers and students on weekends? Many other departments and campus organizations play a very real role in enhancing the quality of life in our community. One exceptional UND priority which has captured the imagination of civic leaders is expand UND's presence. Often the conversation is about a physical space like the UND L3 Unmanned Aircraft Systems Training Center at the Grand Forks Air Force Base. It's a unique partnership centered on the Odegaard School of Aerospace Sciences. I thank our friends at the Grand Forks Air Force Base for helping us make this facility a reality. It's an example, excellent example, of partnering to serve the greater Grand Forks community. UND's UAS program has broad-reaching implications for the region, as evidenced last week when UND, NASA, and the MITRE Corporation staged an in-flight demonstration at the airport of some advanced new software designed to keep unmanned aircraft systems from colliding with each other and with other aircraft. This sense and avoid technology, developed here at UND by a team that included students, was installed aboard a very specially modified NASA Cirrus SR-22 airplane, and the UND hosted demo at the Grand Forks Airport was part of a national effort to safely integrate unmanned systems into the national airspace. Another example is our relationship with the Alaris Center, where we play football, hold our spring commencement, all kinds of conferences, gatherings of all sorts. Very recently, we celebrated a new partnership to serve, one that expands UND's presence and will continue to help enrich the lives of members of the community and beyond. Here's a story of how an unnamed doll found a new home at the Empire Arts Center in the UND art collections.
Art conjures specific words to the mind: showcase, display, appreciation. Brian Fricke is working to take art from a hidden point A to a very public point B.
It's not just in a textbook anymore. Now it's actually real life. I'm part of it.
One particular piece has Brian taking special care.
I am a big man with little white gloves.
Kid gloves for a kid's toy. A kid's toy with a story. A journey that started nearly a century ago in a Native American family and ended up in a cardboard box. Much of this doll's history is unknown.
I have thought of it a few times. How many kids played with it, what had happened, where it's been. I have kids, what they do with their dolls. Was it the same reactions that they had? You know, whose treasure was this?
That relationship between a doll and a child can be precious. Usually a name is the first thing a youngster gives their new companion. This doll was found, but some details remain lost.
If it actually has a name, I don't know of it. So I know it is one of the dolls in a highly prized object here at the university.
And so, this nameless, prized plaything is going to a new home. It's in good company. Art created by the likes of Andy Warhol, Salvador Dali, and Roy Lichtenstein are moving from the repository on the University of North Dakota's campus to a downtown destination.
Finally the culmination of UND being a part of the Grand Forks community.
All parties worked to see how it could be done. Didn't spend any time seeing how it couldn't be done.
It was also my intent to give a hint of the wide range of things that are found in the magnificent collections of the university and the University Foundation. I hope you will enjoy what you see.
This art collection has not been seen in its entirety for many, many years, if ever.
This is just one way of trying to bring us all, unify us, bring us all together, and also offer some of the resources of the university to the broader community.
A unification that brings art where it should be, enjoyed by many. And if only our nameless doll had a mouth to tell of the tale of how it came to be and who cared for it so many years ago.
How it's made it from a case to a box, through transit to get down here, and now is in a place of honor.
Perhaps the name is unimportant. Better unnamed and found than known and hidden away.
Kimberly Berkland, Art Jones, Brian Fickey, I think they're all here this morning. They're all involved, and all of the others involved in this project. Thanks for your help, your efforts in helping us showcase the UND art collections. So we're partnering to serve students, our community. We're also partnering to serve the state. One example is UND's statewide presence and outreach through the School of Medicine and Health Sciences. Next time you go to Bismarck, I invite you to check out the brand new Center for Family Medicine, home to the Southeast campus of the school. I want to thank the North Dakota Legislature, which provided funding for that facility, as well as Sanford Bismarck Medical Center and the St. Alexis Medical Centers. Likewise, the College of Nursing's Department of Social Work is partnering with Sitting Bull College on the Standing Rock Indian Reservation to provide courses toward a UND social work degree. And the School of Law is helping to meet the state's needs by offering symposia on oil and gas law and land use, and partnering with the State Bar Association to understand and facilitate the administration of justice in the oil patch. And the Energy and Environmental Research Center has a long and exceptional history of partnering related to the various energy industries at work in North Dakota, across the country, and throughout the world. Most visible and perhaps the most recent example of UND partnering to serve the state was the public-private partnership announced just yesterday, a $10 million gift from Harold Hamm and from Continental Resources to fund the Harold Hamm School of Geology and Geological Engineering, and an additional $4 million from the Industrial Commission in the state to fund the proposal Public-Private Partnership to Support Geology and Geological Engineering Education and Research at UND's College of Engineering and Mines. The gift from Mr. Hamm and Continental Resources constitutes the single largest gift to UND ever from a non-alum. So we have exceptional talent, dedication at every level in this university, and in just a few moments you're going to be treated to a rousing and well-known demonstration of our talent and spirit. Now, there are some challenges as we move forward. I am very, very optimistic about the university's future. We have an excellent leadership team in place. We've identified our top exceptional UND priorities, and we're making excellent progress. We continue to be creative, innovative, entrepreneurial in how we approach both problems and, more importantly, our opportunities. North Dakota is in excellent financial shape, and so is your university. We're enjoying record enrollments, and we're able to provide an outstanding educational experience and opportunity and services for all of our students, thanks to an excellent, thoughtful, caring, and very dedicated faculty and staff. In so many ways, together, we are building an exceptional UND. So thank you all for all that you do for your university. Thank you for allowing me to share some time with you this morning. I appreciate everyone's being here. And now I'd like to leave you with a sample of how our College of Arts and Sciences and our UND Department of Music, like so many other units across this great university, enrich the lives of North Dakota citizens around our state. Faculty members like Dr. Joshua Bronfman, Director of Choirs, travels all over our state every year, sharing his gifts and to attract the state's best and brightest students to our city and to our university. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Joshua Bronfman and the UND Varsity Bards.
We feel the force of the wind, the slash of the rain. Go face them and fight them. Be savage again. Go hungry and cold like the wolf. Go hungry and cold like the wolf. Go away like the crane. Go away like the crane. The palms of your hands will thicken. The skin of your cheek will tan. You'll go ragged and grow weary. You'll grow ragged and swarthy, but you'll walk, but you'll walk. You'll walk like a
So, hello, test. Okay, that's right, I got a big mouth. This is the Varsity Bards, a very old institution. They've been around since 1952, I believe, when they were founded by Carl Hunstone. There were about 15 guys in the original group. And since these are, believe it or not, future business leaders. I know it doesn't really look like it, but future business leaders around the state and the region. And so I'm confident that we have former Bards in the audience. So we're going to sing the varsity songs now. If you're an alum of the Varsity Bards, we would love for you to come up and join us for the varsity songs. Do we have alums in the audience? I'm sure we do. I see one. I see at least one. Do we have more? Two. We got two.